Hello everyone, welcome back to another section of online chemistry classes. So in today's class we will be discussing about practical chemistry. Okay, as you know there is a chapter called practical work, that is your 13th chapter in your textbook. So the practical chemistry, it is also in your syllabus. You are supposed to go through the important experiments that is given behind the textbook, but study according to the syllabus only, because many extra stuff that is not mentioned in your syllabus, it is mentioned in 13th chapter. So go according to the syllabus only. So the major things that is included in the practical work, the first one, it is gases, analysis of gases. The second one, it is analysis of cations, including all the cations that you have studied in the analytical chemistry chapter, and also ammonium cation. Then the next one, it is the action of heat, then the color change or the action of indicators on acid and base solutions. Then the last one, it is the action of concentrated HCl on two different compounds, that is copper oxide and manganese dioxide. These are the things that are mentioned in your syllabus. Along with that, there are also some anions which are actually having similar experiments compared to what we are doing in the experiment of identification of gases. So you can mingle it together, study it together. Okay, analysis of anions and analysis of gases, there are many experiments that are together, so consider it as a single experiment or study it together. Okay, so on the practical work, when we are analyzing the first one, that is identification of gases, there is some easy observations, that are some gases, observation of certain gases which are colored, observation of certain gases with specific odor or smell. These are the most important observation that you can study easily. Okay, so if they are asking about a particular observation, you can directly write this. Okay, so first we will discuss about these gases. The gases that we are going to discuss, the first one is colored gases, that is there in your syllabus. The first one is chlorine gas. It is a greenish color gas. The second one is NO2. NO2 is a reddish brown gas. Other than that, you are having bromine. Bromine, it is not included in your syllabus, but it is there in the electrolysis of lead bromide. Bromine gas is evolved from the anode, which is having reddish brown color. That is why I have written it there. So there are three gases that you are studying which is color: chlorine, nitrogen dioxide and bromine. These three gases, their color, you just remember it. Now there are some gases with a particular smell: chlorine, HCl, ammonia, NO2. This much gases, they are having pungent smell. Okay, the smell of all these gases are pungent smell. So just in case if there is a question to distinguish between two of any of these gases, you cannot write that particular smell as the observation to distinguish these gases, because they are common, they are having similar smell. Okay, but still the smell of chlorine, smell of HCl, smell of ammonia, smell of NO2, they are all different. Okay, but it cannot be written. What you are smelling, it cannot be properly written as the observation, because the name of the smell, it is same even though they are smelling different. Okay, now the remaining two, SO2 and H2S gas, they are having a particular smell. SO2, it is having the smell of burnt sulfur. H2S, it is having the smell of rotten egg. Okay, it is having rotten egg smell. These two, studied specifically, that is the best observation that is possible for SO2 and H2S. Smell of burnt sulfur as well as rotten egg smell. Okay, the rest of gases which you are going to study, they are odorless, and the rest are colorless out of whatever that is mentioned in the board. Okay, so we can study this observation separately. You can use that in exam. And other than that, regarding the first pre-board examination, there was a question from the practical chemistry. So many students, they have written the balanced chemical equation. This time some teachers have given mark. It depends on them only. The question was to write the observation to distinguish between the compounds. So you are not supposed to write the chemical equation, but you are supposed to write the observation only. So if you have written the chemical equation, actually you are not supposed to get any mark for that. Only observation is valid. So not just any observation, there may be more than one observation for a particular gas, but all of that must not be used. Okay, only the observation from which we can distinguish between the compounds that is given in that particular question is considered as valid. Okay, so the next time when you are attempting such question, please go through the question once again. Think of all the observation that is possible for that particular gas or compound. Write that particular observation that can be used to distinguish that particular substance. Okay, so that is all about the gases. Now we'll move to the next one, action of heat. There are a set of compounds that is given in the syllabus: copper carbonate, zinc nitrate, copper nitrate, lead nitrate. These much compounds you are supposed to study. Their observation, inference, everything. There are more than one observation, but you are supposed to study all of that. It is compulsory. Okay, this time also there was some question from action of heat. Not just one question, two questions was there. One was to differentiate between zinc carbonate and copper carbonate. The rest was to distinguish between zinc nitrate and lead nitrate. So you are supposed to use those observations that is mentioned in the practical chemistry to distinguish between these compounds. Okay, so next time be prepared with action of heat. At least one question will be there from action of heat, that is compulsory. Now the next is about the color change of indicator in acid and base. I think many of the people still don't know which one gives, which indicator will give pink color, which indicator will give red color. Okay, phenolphthalein, there is the color change is from colorless to pink, colorless in acid, pink in base. And in case of methyl orange, it is red or orange red in acid condition, yellow in basic condition. The color change, many people they have made many mistakes. Many people have written HCl. In case of HCl, the color is pink for phenolphthalein, which is absolutely wrong. Phenolphthalein, it will give color that is pink color on basic conditions only. So please make sure that you are writing the exact or proper color for the correct indicator. Now that indicator, all the indicators, their color change in acid and base, please make a note of that. It is important. At least there will be one question for the next pre-board or even the board exam. Now there is one more experiment, that the last experiment, which is more important. It was not asked for the pre-board one, so you can expect that question in even board exam as well as in the next upcoming pre-board 2 exam. Okay, it is a test to distinguish between copper oxide and manganese dioxide. The test, it is that much important because it was actually a part of HCl chapter. Now it is removed from the HCl chapter, but it is added to the practical chemistry. Okay, so it will be there. It is having some 60% chance to come in the board exam, so don't skip that part. Test to distinguish between copper oxide and MnO2 using HCl. So I have uploaded that test also. Many of the tests that is there in the syllabus of practical work, it is already uploaded. It was already uploaded. So if you are having that video, just go through that. Okay. Now that is all about the practical chemistry or practical work, that last chapter. Okay, these are the most important parts from which the questions can come for the second pre-board as well as for the board exam. So please be ready with all these experiments. I don't think that you need to study the balanced chemical equation. There won't be such type of questions from the practical work, but there can be some questions from which is common in a practical work as well as in the other chapters, from which they can ask the balanced chemical equation. I don't expect any questions from questions which is asking you to try the balanced chemical equation from the practical work for the board exam as well as for the pre-board 2. Okay, so prepare for the observation type questions from the practical chemistry chapter. Okay, so that's all for today's video. These are the points that I want to discuss as a revision for the practical work, that is the 13th chapter. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.